Hello everyone. So one of the things that I struggled with as a new collector is to understand the difference between business strikes or circulation coins and proof coins. How they are made and most specifically how to tell them apart. It is actually pretty easy, and in this video I'm going to quickly show you exactly how. The difference between proofs and circulation coins lies all in the manufacturing process. Now, circulation coins are manufactured in bulk, typically in their millions. The planchets are punched and deburred, polished and rimmed with machines before getting struck. The primary aim here is to produce a large volume of coins, high quality coins, as efficiently as possible. Planchets that are destined to become proof coins, however, are specially prepared to produce a mirror-like finish. I'm going to show you this a bit later on. And unlike their counterparts, these planchets are handled individually to eliminate contact between the blanks. Business strikes are machine-fed into a press and striked only once. In contrast, proof coins are individually placed by hand in the press, and they are struck multiple times to impart as much detail of the design as possible. With proof coins, the dies also are meticulously polished, and high reliefs are sometimes sandblasted with fine sand and glass beads to give the coins a distinctive frosted appearance. I'm going to show a few examples of that as well. The frosting is what produced the well sought after cameo and ultra cameo graded coins. The dies quickly lose this ability to produce this frosting, so they need to be repolished and sandblasted again. So such proofs with the cameo and ultra cameo effect are highly revered by coin collectors. Okay, now this is all dandy and everything, but how do you actually tell them apart? Now this might sound a bit silly, but proof coins often come in specialty holders because they are issued as, proof coins. So if the coin that you are looking at is inside a holder, chances are it's a proof coin. Coins meant for circulation are treated with far less care and are transported in bags or in rolls. But so even a brand new circulation coin will exhibit some bag marks in nicks and scratches. That being said, it is not unheard of to find a proof coin in circulation, but it's highly unlikely. As these proof coins in circulation gets handled and traded like normal circulation coins, they will eventually lose the characteristics that distinguishes them from other proof coins, and they will start to look like normal circulation coins. Okay, but if you have two coins in front of you that are not in holders or anything, how do you tell the difference? Now, when coins are minted, the pressure of the press causes the metal to flow from the center of the coin towards the edges of the coin, and this causes microscopic parallel grooves or striations that reflect light in a very unique crisscross pattern. Now, when a coin is tilted under a light source, as you can see over here, the pattern appears to spin around the surface of the coin in what is known as the Cartwheel effect. This is also referred to as coin or mint lustre, and is a requirement for a coin to be regarded as uncirculated and graded then as mint state. Why? Because the coin will lose this effect very quickly, as these grooves are incredibly fragile and it's the first thing to wear away. Now, uncirculated coins or uncirculated business strikes will have a clearly visible broad lustre as the coin is rotated. Proof coins have a mirror-like finish due to the fact that the dies are polished before use and the planchets are specifically prepared to produce a pristine, as close as possible to perfect finish. Keep in mind, however, that proof coins may also exhibit cartwheeling, as the planchets are also subjected to the same kind of stresses, but these tend to be a much narrower band. The mirror effect is really what sets the coin apart from its business strike counterparts. Proof coins are usually struck multiple times, so the devices on the coin, specifically the small intricate details, are going to be very clear and well defined as a result. The letters in the legends and the small detail on the coin will appear sharper and more defined. Often, with proof coins, the rim of the coin will also be, for lack of a better word, quite rough, if I can put it like that, and also more defined. The best way, of course, is to show you the few examples. For the first example, I've got this very beautiful 1 Rand coin. It's a 1968 1 Rand. And have a look at the mint lustre. Have a look at the cartwheel effect, the rim. There is the obverse. What would you say this is? Is this a uncirculated 1 Rand coin or is this a proof Rand coin? Now if you have a look at that broad mint lustre that you have, the lack of that mirror effect, this of course is an uncirculated 1 Rand coin. A very beautiful one, but it's not a proof. Let me show you a proof coin. Without a doubt, I'm sure you can see that this has to be a proof coin. Just have a look at that brilliant mirror finish. Look at that frosting effect on the springbok, that on the high reliefs. The rim itself, it's very well defined. Have a look at the obverse of the coin, mirror effect, and of course the frosting on the high reliefs of the coin. This is a 1985 and it's a proof, as you can see. I would also like to show you this example. Have a look at that coin. What would you say that is? If you said proof, you're absolutely correct. If you said proof cameo, then you are even more correct. So this is a 1968 proof 65 cameo. And the cameo, of course, is that mirror effect, and the frosting is there's a big contrast between the two, and that then grades as a cameo. So an example of another proof coin. So have a look at this 1948 half crown. I'm going to tilt it a little bit in the light so you can have a look. What would you say this is? Is this a business strike? Or is this a proof? Let me turn it around so you can see the obverse. King George VI. What would you say this is? This, of course, believe it or not, is a proof. It's a proof 65. So this is an example of a coin that for some reason its toning has actually dulled the coin a little bit. But if you carefully look, you can still see some mirroring. There's definitely some mirror effect, especially on the reverse. You can still make that out. It's definitely still there. And if you look at the detail on the coin, I'm going to zoom in a bit closer. You can see that it's very well defined. And this is a coin that's a bit more trickier than the others to distinguish whether it's proof or not. But after looking at it for a while, you will come to the conclusion that this has to be a proof coin. Let me show you the circulation equivalent of this 1948 half crown. Okay, so here's the 1948 circulation coin, which is ironically more shinier than the proof, but the cartwheeling effect, you can see there's not really any mirroring in this. Look at that cartwheeling effect. So now this is a MS62. So, and that's because of the scratches that you see there. And this is, of course, because the coin is handled in bulk. So it was bouncing against other coins, and as it was placed in the bags with the other coins, it caused, of course, all these nicks, which basically detracts from its final rating. So this is a circulation coin. Here's an example of a copper coin. What would you say this is? This is a 1954 halfpenny, the Union series. Let me rotate it a bit so you can get an idea. What is this? Is this proof or is this business strike? If you look at the cartwheeling effect, of course, this is a MS65 red. Let me show you the proof equivalent of this coin. There's the proof. So you can clearly see that there's that mirror effect. Cartwheeling is narrower. If you look at Queen Elizabeth at the obverse, you can clearly see that the devices are much clearer and better defined, which is of course typical of a good proof strike. Next example that I've got is this of a 1954 2 shilling and a 1955. So which one is the proof? If you said the one on the left, the 1955 is the proof, you're of course absolutely correct. So you can see the mirror effect, which is basically lacking in the 1954. You do get the cartwheeling effect. That's just because it's a mint state coin or an uncirculated coin. If you look at the obverse, you can clearly see the mirror versus the more defined cartwheeling that you get on the business strikes. So this is on the 2 shilling. Of course, with newer proofs, it has become much more easier to identify them. For example, this Flypress tickey, which is the modern version of the 2.5 cent or the tickey, is a proof variety, and just have a look at that mirroring that you see at the obverse of this 2013. It's clearly a proof coin. Have a look at that frosting that you see on the high reliefs of the coin. That's because the dies are well polished, the planchets are well defined, or basically well prepared beforehand, in order to get this pristine struck when the coin is minted. So it has become a bit easier, especially with the more modern proofs, which are struck absolutely beautifully. Now naturally, proof coins are going to be more valuable than your circulation coins. Take for example your Kruger hand. It comes in a bullion variety, which can be thought of as a circulation coin, as well as a proof coin, which is not meant to be handled. While the bullion variety, it's not going to subtract from its value if you handle that coin with your hand. Now the current price for the bullion coin is around 32,000 Rand, while the proof sells for around 52,000 Rand. However, there are rare exceptions for older coins. Some notable examples are the Union silver coins from 1946 to 1948. One of the examples that I did show you a bit earlier was of course the 1948 half crown. The 48 proof is more easily obtainable than the 48 business strike, and the proof that I showed you was a proof 65. Now if you can find a MS65 1948 half crown, that's going to fetch a very, very high premium. But the 1948 proof 65 is not going to reach that amount, and it's simply because the circulation variety of the 1948 has become incredibly rare. So it's all linked to the scarcity of the coin. Another good example is that of the 1965 English 1 cent. The proof 1 cent is fairly easily obtainable, and it's not very expensive, while the uncirculated English 1 cent is going to be about 10 times as valuable. So in these cases, the circulation coins are more valuable owing to their scarcity. Now remember, as the business strikes go out of circulation and the proofs remain in private collections, eventually the circulation coins is simply harder to obtain, especially in a very good uncirculated condition. Have you seen an MS 1933 half crown lately? So what should you collect? Only proofs? Only circulation coins? Well, the answer to that is absolutely anything you like, as long as you don't get scammed along the way and abandon numismatics because of that. So be watchful and enjoy the journey. Thank you for watching, and keep well.